Well, hello, my spooky friends. I am doing something that I never thought I'd do on this channel, and so I'm playing around with this. I'm gonna tell you right now. Um, I don't expect anybody to be here because I didn't tell you. Um, but if you love scary ghost stories that are true, well, this is the place that you need to be. I've got some good ones for you tonight. And let me get started. Okay. I go live on my other channel all the time, but this is a different kind of setup. So we're just going to see what happens. Okay. All right. Are you ready for some spooky? I am. You know what I think we need? I think we need a little. What do you think we need about some background music? Yeah, let's do some of that. Uh, No, let's not do that. All right, let's set the mood. It's very important. All right. Do you hear? Ooh, that's good and spooky. I love some spooky. All right. I'm going to have to get my glasses on for this, but let's go ahead and take a look. Can you hear that spooky music? It's creeping me out a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can pull this down. Okay. When I was in school, it was summer vacation time, and I had a friend come over. At the time, we turned our dining room into the living room, and my dad had his guitar and his equipment downstairs in the room next to it. My friend and I were in the living room, just talking. The lights were out in the other room where the equipment was. My parents were out on the porch, and that's all screened in, and it was evening. If I remember correctly, around 6 p.m. I remember my friend all of a sudden stops talking mid sentence, and I ask him, "What's wrong?" He says he sees someone in the other room, the room that has the guitar equipment in it. I said, "Who?" He said, "Your grandma." Why is your grandma being all creepy and standing in the dark like that? And I looked at my friend and told him that my grandmother doesn't live with us. And both of my sets of grandparents have passed away. And I gave the exact dates when both of my grandmas died. On my mom's side in 2006, and on my dad's side in 2008. And neither lived with us. And neither of them lived with us before they passed. You see, this is what happens when you're live. You can't edit out your mistakes. He's like, "Well, I see an old lady in that room standing by your front door." Obviously, believing him, I knew someone was there. By then, I was already experiencing things in our home. My sister overheard this and ran to get my dad. He walked in there and turned on the lights, and no one was there. Another friend of mine had told me before he experienced seeing a figure in our home, too. I reassured him that they meant no harm, and if they scared them, they were just making themselves known and were saying hello. No, no, I'm okay with that. And the only really odd thing about the spirits in my home is that they don't like doors closed. The one closet in the display room, no matter how many times you shut it, will not stay closed, and nothing is present on the door. We installed a lock on it to keep the dogs out. We locked it. It's a bolt lock. The door still comes open, as if Someone unlocked it, and no one touches that door. The the closet door, and the hobby room. I don't know how I feel about this so far. Uh, Let me go back a little bit. The closet door in the hobby room. I guess it does the same thing. Same thing. Nothing is in the way of keeping it from shutting, and I can make sure it's shut pretty closed with a slam. The next day, the door is open, as if someone was in there. My bedroom door will physically open on its own. I'll shut it to keep my mom's dog out of my room because she has a tendency to get into mischief. I'll turn the doorknob and can hear the door components click as it shuts firm. As soon as I take a couple of steps down the stairs and hear it creak open slowly, I hear it creak open slowly. This has happened on multiple occasions, and I've seen it open by itself on several of those occasions. Like you're watching your door? When I went to reset the door, just as the door shut and the knob turned in my hand was off, the knob, wait a second. Just when I went to reset the door, just as the door shut and the knob turned in my hand was off, the knob, and I was getting ready to head downstairs. I don't know. I think they're shutting the door. They should reset the door, and just as it shut, the knob turned in my hand. I think that's what they meant to say. As I was getting ready to head downstairs, I felt this weird sensation I can't describe, and the door immediately was open again behind me. I decided after that just to leave my door open and block off the stairs. Um, yeah, I think I'm out when the knob turns in your hand. I think that's the point of time I'm like, bye. What do you think? I actually did have this happen one time. This was weird. It was at a church. It was, have you ever had a haunted church? Because I'm going to tell you something. This church, I'll have to tell you about it sometime. It's a whole story. Uh, Actually, one day we were in church and like it was not like a red substance, but like an oil. A pentagram came up on the floor in front of the altar. It was weird. And it stayed there for weeks. And then one day, no matter how much we shampooed it, it just would not get out. Even the industrial strength, we didn't really know what it was. And then just as soon as it came up, it disappeared. So that's a true story. I didn't even mean to tell you that one. But anyway, as I was thinking about this is the only time that I've ever had a door knob, you know, twist from the other side because I had a key to the church and I was trying to get in. It was about evening time, I guess. Can't remember what I was needing to go in for, but as I grabbed the door, I turned the key, and the knob just wouldn't turn. It was like it was stuck. And all of a sudden, it started twisting like this from the other side. I was like, holy mackerel. You know, does anybody even say that anymore? Holy mackerel. Anyway, yeah, that was crazy. That was a true story and very, very crazy. All right, let's go on. I think this is the next story. 2 years ago, June 2021, we moved into a 1989 cabin style home. One previous owner before us, adult children, handled the sale of the home. The mother was in the nursing home with dementia, and the father, who had previously passed away, was in a local nursing home. Aw. Our family consists of my husband and our daughter, who was 6 when we moved in, now 8, and I was pregnant with our son. about to turn 2. Here are some of the highlights of what has happened in the past 2 years, some more compelling than others. February 2023. We took a vacation to Florida and my sister house sat for us. She was there alone at night and in my daughter's bedroom that has a bathroom attached, taking a shower. She got out and while doing her skincare routine, suddenly felt that ice cold, stomach dropping sensation. As that happened, my daughter's nightstand light suddenly turned on. Okay. My mother in law got at a yard sale. It's not connected to a light switch and has one of those rotating turn ons on the cord. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like you can't, oh. Yeah, it's not a flip. Like you have to roll it. Not not connected to the switch. Okay. That's when the haunted lamp goes out the door. August 2023. Sleep overnight with family friends. I was sleeping in my bed with my husband. At 3:30 a.m., my friend who was in the family room sleeping with the kids on air mattresses said footsteps in the upstairs hall and what sounded like an opening door woke her and the kids up. Why is it always footsteps? She assumed it was one of us and reassured the kids, asking questions, but when she asked us about it the next morning, we told her we were sound asleep. There have been several occurrences at night when I'm in that in between state of sleep, and I'll hear the door at the end of our room open and footsteps walk down the hall. We have a small loft before our actual bedroom, and assume it's my husband coming up to bed, turn to say hi to him, only for no one to be there. It's always odd when this happens. Yeah. Because I hear the footsteps and just assume it's him. Well, you would. Okay, winter, we're going backwards. Winter of 2022. My son's bedroom door rattled all the time. He was a newborn slash young baby and took a lot of naps. This only happened during that time frame. I chalked it up to the wind rattling the frame, but again, it only happened during that time frame. We've had storms since and it hasn't happened. And when it did happen, that's when the weather wasn't bad. Hmm. So this entity, spirit, whatever, I guess is like really attracted to your young child, newborn, because like I wonder if there was a certain age that you know what happened in the house. Last night I was standing by the field and taking a video of the moon over the farm when I heard a whisper in my ear. Thankful I was recording, so I got the very beginning of the whisper. Unfortunately, when I heard the noise, I jumped and hit the end video button. Oh no. But if you listen closely, you hear it at the end for a second. I'll put it in the comments. Now, I looked in the comments. I did not see that. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I've done that. Like, especially you're trying to take a video of something and you're just like, you're weirded out. Okay. Uh, Tell me, would you stay in a house like this? Is this scary enough to drive you out, or you're just kind of okay with it? Y'all know, if you've watched my channel at all, you know my house does all kind of crazy things. I don't even know who's here. Eh, Again, there is more I can get into. Moving picture frames, a decor item flying up into the air off a shelf. I know this all sounds so convincing put together, but I have never felt unsafe living here. Last night, when I heard the whisper, was the only time I freaked out. I guess I'm just looking for any thoughts and advice at all. Thank you for reading if you've made it this far. Okay, so I see what I assume this is a female. I see what she's saying. Like, little things. You hear footsteps on the stairway, little tiny things, doors opening and closing. You can sometimes think, you know, maybe I left it open. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Houses creak, stairways creak. But, moving picture frames, again, you can kind of think, well, something is, it's just unbalanced and you fix it. I've got a mirror like that. No matter how many times I straighten this mirror, it's going to be crooked. Within a day or so, it's going to be crooked. And the thing of it is, it's not in a room that anybody uses. And you would think if the mirror is like shaking, like from footsteps, even in another part of the house, you would think that the mirror would continue to go this way. But it doesn't. It gets to a certain point, and it's like, yeah, I'm happy here. So I just live with a crooked mirror. Now, is that one of my ghosts? I don't know. And so I can see what she's saying. These little things. Now, the decor item flying up in the air off a shelf, that happened at my mom's house years ago. So I understand. Like, there is no explanation. Like, when it falls, if it doesn't fall straight over the edge, but like, phew, like somebody threw it and it goes halfway across the room. Yeah. So would this make you ready to move? I don't know. Let's see what's next. Okay. I think this is a different story. Yeah. A few nights ago at 2 a.m., what is it about 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all? My phone dialed a number 7 times in a row. I didn't recognize the number, nor was it in my contacts. I deleted the outbound calls and blocked the number. I figured that was the end of the story until yesterday. When I pulled up my Siri suggestions, a person I didn't know or searched for appeared under recent searches. I looked the guy up, and he was the owner of that number. He passed away in March. I have no idea who he was or why my phone was calling him. Oh, wow. Wow. So your phone just randomly dials a number 7 times in a row that you didn't dial. Wow. And then you find out the guy passed away. Like, I think I would want to know. If it was me, I would want to know more about this guy. I would want to know if there was any family or something that I could talk to. I don't know. It's kind of sensitive. Like, do you call up a family of a deceased, person and say, "Hey, my phone's calling"? I don't know, but I would. That's just me. I would want to know who this guy was and why is my phone calling you, or is he like just trespassing? Is he trespassing in like my house and dialing his own number? I don't know. It sounds to me like somebody wants to get a message out. What do you think? All right. Oh, it's not done. Or why Siri thinks I was searching for him. Yeah, he wasn't in any of my search histories in Maps or my browser. Wow. I can't figure this one out. I thought maybe my cats walked on my phone. Oh, I can see that. But then that number or name would have shown someplace in my search histories. Yes. There is no way the cats dialed the number. They could only accidentally hit a link to call now, and the cats had no access to my phone at 2 a.m. If someone has an explanation, I'd love to hear it. Thanks. Okay, so there you go. Even the cats couldn't have done that 7 times in a row. And like, did it have the area code and everything? Because I'm thinking, yeah, something's going on there. I would I would have to know. I'm just telling you, I would have to know. Uh, I would have to know who is calling. All right. I am going to. Uh, there are people here. Okay, I couldn't see. Hey, Laura, how are you doing? James Brunk. Sigh, I gotta go, but I saved it. Hope to watch it all tomorrow. Okay, Laura, I would tolerate a lot depending on how much I love the house. You see, that is me. I love the house. Bye bye, James. I'm gonna do this again. Laura is actually from my other channel, Silky Southern Tea, where I do true crime. And like, I snuck this one in, Laura, because I thought I don't even know if I can do this live. What do you think? Um, I'm gonna schedule another one and tell everybody if they want to come in. I need some more stories, but I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one short. Yeah, my house is haunted as all get out, and I love it, and I am not leaving. Period. Um, I'm enjoying the stories, but let's be honest, our minds torture us the most. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't, I haven't heard too many stories of ghosts like really harming somebody, so I'm gonna say most of the time they're gonna be limited in what they can do. And that's okay. I just yell at mine when they get on my nerves. All right. Um, okay, I'm going to say goodbye for tonight. And if you like this, please give me a thumbs up, share it, something. I'm going to find a lot more stories, do a longer live, and then I can talk to you the whole time. All right. In the meantime, y'all, I say this, I can't say this from my other channel. I'm going to try to get off of here. In the meantime, maybe keep your doors locked, keep an extra eye out, and I guess just stay spooky.